Welcome everyone tonight. And Bill Terry watching from 30,000 feet in the air, live on a flight from Charlotte to Pittsburgh. Have the pilot of the airplane put it on the airplane television system there so that we can educate everybody. Hey, welcome to everybody coming in tonight. Tonight's going to be a very, very special night. We do have live with us tonight. I had to resurrect him. His name is now forever known as Lazar. Hey, we're changing his name from Zhenya to Lazar. Lazar is Russian for Lazarus. Lazar. So, idi ко мне, Lazar. So we're going to be having a very interesting hour together. As you know, I try to get Zhenya on here every couple of days. We have Rostislav coming. And I've even told Zhenya, because some of his staff there speaks very, very good English, that they're more than welcome to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, even if they want to say hello and jump in for a few minutes, because it's very important for us to see, the reality of people saying hello. So much goofy stuff happens, and misinformation. So each night we're trying to come against that. So welcome to all of you. I do not want to take any time from Zhenya tonight. I know you're here. I see you from all over the country. I'm seeing your comments. They're popping up there. So welcome to you, whether you're in an airplane, you're in Pennsylvania. I've seen people from California, Washington, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, Philippines. So I see you all in here, and Alabama, and we could just keep listening. But thank you, and we're going to get going. So I'm going to go ahead, and we were unable to test. So you're probably going to see the test live here, but let me make sure I've got audio on the man. Доброе утро.
Доброе утро.
Man, I love the system. Yes, it's working. Let me give you a little gain boost there, and we're good.
Hello.
Lazar, hey. We had talked a few hours ago before you went to sleep. Where's your shirt? Call it now.
You want to see it?
Man, the people have to see it. Folks, he had this shirt on a couple of hours ago when we were pre-prepping. Oh, here it is. It's back. Let's roll back. Before I pull this up, yeah, 1 second. I haven't pulled the picture in yet. 1 second, folks. You just have to understand, which we've never had a war on our own soil. You have to keep your head. You have to keep yourself. Your hope in the Lord, but you have to encourage yourself. You have to tell jokes. You have to be a normal person, even in a war zone. And earlier, this is the shirt Zhenya was wearing. I said, man, just wear that tonight. So right on the edge of a nuclear war. And what shirt are you wearing? Triple atomic. Okay, so I will explain it. I'm surviving the triple atomic. When Zhenya was here in Pennsylvania, for those of you that are local, we took him down to Quaker Steak and Lube. And Zhenya, you can speak to this. You're Ukrainian, but your father was in the Soviet military. You actually, your first few years, you grew up in the nation of Georgia.
Yeah, sure.
So
that's correct.
That's correct. So spicy food, hot food, you love it.
Yeah, it's still in me. Yeah, I love it.
We took him to Quaker Steak, and of course there it's a hot wing place where you have to sign the waiver on the triple atomics. He signed it, and they came, and we had probably 10, 12 people at the table, and just the smell of it was making us all sick. and he's over there just licking the sauce right off the bones. I don't think you even were worried about drinking something. It was no problem. You impressed everyone in the building that day. So he got his T-shirt.
Well, my wife, she was watching it live. And she said, Zhenya, it was wrong. You were boring.
It was nothing. Honestly, folks, it was like eating a Dunkin' Donut for him. So anyway, let's jump to it, Zhenya. We got 49 minutes.
Okay.
I want to keep it to an hour each night. So welcome, everyone. I want to start tonight, and I need to switch over here to Cam Webb, and let me roll over here. Zhenya, while you were sleeping the last couple of hours, there was some news that came across on all those sources you've connected me to that shows after the technical pause today of the negotiations, it seems that immediately after negotiating, Russia intensifies their attacks. And right now in the very south, Nikolaev, of course, they're beyond Kherson, pushing toward Kryvyi Rog, wanting to go to Odessa. Mm-hmm. There's some very serious battles going on right now in the south. Yes or no?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, we were expecting it.
Okay.
And yesterday and before, because it was a request for support, and we needed 2 days for, let's say, kind of preparation on the south. And we were expecting that after Kherson, there will be attempts to cut more. So, like we were expecting from one side. So, and yes, it's hot in here, and we pray for our soldiers. We pray for all people there, and
it's an important area in the south there that we need to hold on to, as far, just thinking militarily for Ukraine. I mean, the access by rivers, the access from the Black Sea. Of course, Odessa is wanted, and Navy ships have now moved into position off of Crimea. But we'll see what happens, because Ukraine is doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
Amen.
We have no way, amen. But we have no options. Let's say our nation is. We have no choice.
Have no choice. Fight. That's pretty much what President Zelensky said yesterday. We have no choice. We have to fight. Let's go to this one now, Zhenya. So many people misunderstand the phrase in the American media today. After the negotiations had been completed, the media said, the newspapers and online said that, there was a technical pause. So I want people that are watching tonight in the United States and around the world to understand this. The war did not cease fire. There was no, see, for us in English, in normal English, when we hear the word technical, that means like militarily, like a ceasefire. But the pause was only in the negotiations. They will continue tomorrow by video. So, many people were misunderstanding. I saw even people posting on social media, hey, there's a technical pause. They're not fighting. They're waiting until tomorrow. I said, no, that's not what the use of the word technical means. In fact, it's gotten quite a bit hotter since they paused the negotiations. So you're there, just to confirm with you, there is no pause.
There is no pause, and we're getting updates regularly from different sources of the fight is going on and non-stop, and especially in area Mariupol in the south, the other places, and we try to support all the way guys there. And
let's look at a few things in regard to that. You were talking about Mariupol. It's amazing.
Yes, correct.
It's like we've been working together this many years. Our brains work together. So let's let people understand. Today, there was a window where 160 cars in a convoy were able to escape Mariupol. They made it out. So however many people that was, let's say there was 10 people to a car. That's 1,600 people. So we don't know. Maybe 1,000 people escaped Mariupol today. But, and that was really during the negotiations. They were able to get out. But then Ukraine was sending a support convoy with food and medicine and supplies for the city, fresh water, everything needed. And once again, for like the 4th or 5th day in a row, that convoy was blocked. So the people in Mariupol are still cut off.
Yeah, that's correct. And it's not easy topic to discuss, because a lot of times we have a connection with them.
Yes.
And they're requesting for, please help us, and it's
impossible.
It's just not easy when we have it all the time. It's like it's a part of our, like, let's say, modern, like, the society, or like, let's say, technical, not technical, how to say it, like, hey, technology gives us a situation and a picture when people are cut off, people are occupied, people are there, and they still have internet, they still have phone, can make sometimes phone calls, but we can do nothing. So, and this is like it's not easy when you can hear them and you can do nothing to help. So
it's a huge burden, of course, and it's a heavy weight on your heart. But you're basically saying you have communication with people in Mariupol. You're able to talk to them. You're able to, say a prayer for them, encourage them. But there's nothing you can do to get them food and water and heat and coats and medicine. Nothing.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of like requests and asks and the messages. Please send us food. Please send us this kind of medicine. Please send us any car. Please, and a lot of times with some pictures and what's going on. And yes, we are ready to send sometimes, like we have food here, and like, so in our place we have almost everything. Like we can go and buy, but we cannot send, and no ways, and nobody can transport it because of that station. It's humanitarian convoy, or like during that discussion,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They shooting any cars, just
random.
There is no any principles in that. It's just
not only that. You can confirm this because I'm reading it, but it's wonderful every 2 or 3 days to get a confirmation from inside Ukraine. Not only are they shooting at any vehicle, especially in evacuation areas like Irpin, Mariupol, but the Russian army will even take those Red Cross flags and put them on their own vehicles and then go out and do operations. Nobody knows who they can trust.
Yes, that's true. And there is a confirmation of it, videos and pictures, how Russian troops doing that. Russian terrorists does it. Like they putting the Red Cross and pretend faking that they're going to help, or like doctors inside. And it was confirmed. Like it's confirming every day by the people we are receiving in our refugee centers, and they tell us a story. Soon it will be posted on a website, which will be shelter.org.ua, and you'll be up, like, I will let you know, like, officially. So right now the work is going on. Sorry?
You said, I will let you know. This comment just came in. I saw things, this is in America, an American. I saw things on the news today, what you had reported either last night or the night before that. And it's true, but it's not me. It's people like Zhenya, Zolik, and the team we have there in Ukraine, plus some other connections the Lord has blessed me with, that honestly, as soon as something happens, we have it on that Ukrainian social network that's in a loop. The Ukrainians know what's going on, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to get into some of those arenas. So, you know, let's say a missile drops and hits a building. The news won't know it for hours. Every Ukrainian already knows it. My computer's ding, my phone's ding, and these Zhenya and these guys have really done a good job, you know, bringing me into the loop so that we can tell the story. And that's what our calling right now is to tell the story and to not just tell it, but help it. Zhenya, take a look at this. Many people do not understand. Mariupol is a very big city, but it's on the Black Sea. But I have an orange arrow there. There's a red line on the right. The red circle around Mariupol is the siege. The only way they can escape is go swim out in the ocean or the sea, and there's no escape there. The red line on the right is actually the border of Russia. So Russia at this place is only 33 miles from Mariupol, 50 some kilometers from the border. It's nothing. I mean, this city is not like in the middle of Ukraine somewhere. It's in that southwest corner. It's vital territory. It's Ukrainian soil. But just so you understand out there, because Mariupol is major in the news, as it should be, it's only 33 miles from the border. It's close.
Yeah, very close. And I think the next day or two, it will be a huge difference in that area. We do expect changes. I mean, it will be huge changes because our guys inside of Mariupol are, let's say, in serious situation, being cut off from supplying of food, of ammunition, whatever.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about that for a second, because in the same, you know, circles that you guys have put me in to receive news and information, of course, a lot of the Russian I can read, the Ukrainian, I'll even send to you guys to translate for me sometimes, or I'll figure it out. So we're understanding it. But I see, you know, communications in those circles. It says when technical information for the military is shared here, do not show pictures of our military and do not tell what our military is doing. We want you to know you're Ukrainian, but don't tell the details. So, you know, not asking you to give the details. I know some of what you're talking about. I try to honor everything that I see and not share if it's requested. But the next 48 to 72 hours for Mariupol is going to get serious.
Yes, this is what I mean. Like, I will not share any details. So, like, yes, I want to add this. We fight together. Like, I mean, we support them different ways, and we do believe, like, and we expect, and the good changes to good. This is what I mean. We agree. We agree. So we will see. And we will keep telling the truth. Let's talk about another city, Kharkov. I want to show a video first, and then I just want you to talk about Kharkov. The two major cities of three that are in the news all the time in America and other countries are, of course, Mariupol, Kharkov,
and then, of course, Kyiv being the capital.
Mm-hmm.
But I have some pictures of Kharkov. In fact, let me show those first, Zhenya. I've been to Kharkov,
Okay.
and of course, you've been to Kharkov many times. So, let me go to this page right here, and just going to show some pictures of Kharkov. This is Lover's Bridge in Kharkov. You're going to see how beautiful this city is, folks. Check this building out. This is the train station, the central train station in Kharkov. You see the word there of Vokzal, Kharkov. It's beautiful. I mean, look at the architecture. For those of you that have never been to Ukraine, which is 99% of you, it's beautiful. Look at this city. Do you see, let me see if there's a better one here so people will understand. Here's a church outside of Kharkov.
Mm-hmm.
Just beautiful. But I want to show this building here. You see these residential
Mm-hmm.
buildings? I'm going to show you a video now, and then I could just keep showing. Kharkov's just such a beautiful, beautiful city. In fact, this is the backside of Shevchenko in the square. But anyway, you see these huge buildings. Let's go to here, Zhenya. We see these huge buildings. The number today is 600 of those huge residential apartment buildings have been destroyed. And people that do not understand, Ukraine, they don't understand how many people that affects. In these big buildings that are in these big cities like Kharkov, and even Khmelnytsky has huge apartment buildings where people live. That's their homes, their flats. In some of these really big buildings, how many people? I mean, it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people live in one building, right?
Yes, correct.
Because you can talk about,
Oh.
Go ahead, how big they are.
It depends of the place, but sometimes it could be like 12 entrances, and one entrance has a 9 or 16 or 10 floors, and on each floor it can be from 4 up to 8 apartments on the one floor.
One floor.
Just for
Let's
you to
just call it.
understand. Yes.
Let's call it 9 floors. That's 72 homes times 12 entrances. This is how big these buildings are. 600.
Sometimes like that.
Yes, 600 of those buildings have now been destroyed. So I showed you the beautiful pictures of Kharkov, but this is some residents in Kharkov now. Folks, it's just complete devastation. I'm sorry, my friend. But as Zelensky said, we're going to rebuild it, and it's going to be more beautiful than ever, and you will never know there was ever a war on our ground.
And yes, I do confirm the attitude of the Kharkov people from everyone who was interviewed, who was staying in our crisis centers and refugee centers. They
Hmm.
are repeating it one by one. One day, just the first possible day, we will run back, go back to our homes, and we will build it brick by brick. We will do whatever we can. We will restore it, no
And
doubts.
for those of you, if you don't know, the metro area of Kharkov. So you look at the city itself, then the metro area, 2.1 million people in that city. Massive. Um, Zhenya, I've been following the story of the Melitopol mayor who was kidnapped, and of
Hmm.
course you can read that. But it was confirmed today. Let me pull this up. Um, it was confirmed today that our friend, the mayor of Melitopol, is not only kidnapped, but he is actually in Lugansk. He's been taken away.
Hmm.
So I don't know what's going to come of that, but we've been following the story of the Melitopol mayor every night, or when I get new updates on him, I like to talk and to share his story. Kidnapped right out of his office, trying to lead his wonderful Ukrainian town. Young guy,
Hmm.
and so he's actually in Lugansk. Zelensky said last night that he was actually being tortured. This is the nation of Italy. Zhenya, you may not even have seen this, but tonight I want to say thank you to the people of Italy. I want to show you something. As much as Kharkov made you sad, Jacob, maybe this will make you smile. Two refugees in some city in Italy that fled the war um, have been in Italy now, and today was their first day to start school in Italy. Ukrainian girls. Of course, they do not,
Hmm.
not know Italian, but let's give a big thanks to Italy. I'll just show a little bit of this. This is how these Ukrainian girls were welcomed.
Vai, vai, entrate.
And it goes on for like
Yeah,
3 minutes. They're just cheering and waving flags and singing. How's that make you feel, buddy?
yeah,
People care.
yeah. People care, and this is reality. Like in our place, we aware of, like we understand it. That there is guys, there is men who standing there and they fight for us, and we do trust that they will do their maximum for protecting us uh, from the military side,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they do trust that there on the west, on inside of Ukraine, and maybe out, they do trust their wives and kids and parents, and we realize that we need to do our maximum. We are the same, and we are responsible for them. We do trust them, they do trust us, all the rest of the people, that while they are fighting and risking being killed in one moment, that their wives and kids will be cared of. And I mean inside of Ukraine and outside of Ukraine, because some of them are like some of their families are, I mean, left Ukraine.
Please know we are
And
praying for Ukraine, praying for you, Zhenya.
yeah, thank
Nice.
you for that. And I want to add a couple things like thank you for. It's a good. I think it's a good time to say thank you for support. It's so important. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
different kind of support, and it's uh, today. Today I got a message. I was showing you, Greg. I
Okay.
got a message inside, let's say, our work group.
Yes.
Of like a mist, and it says, okay, I'm not sure that you will be able to read, but it says, I don't know,
Much
will you
glare.
see it or not? No. Okay, probably. Doesn't matter. It says this.
Mm-hmm.
Praise God.
Mm-hmm.
On this moment is confirmed just inside of our 3 centers we accommodated, and being able to feed at least 2 times a day and give help more than 1,000 people. And
Praise God.
it would be possible without, because our small team, it wouldn't be possible without all people's support.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you very much. And it's this number is like not a big number, just 1,000, but for us it means a lot, like, because
Zhenya.
part of them like were, and I want to say thank you very much for this.
We've
Thank
helped
you for
over
support.
1,000 people so far.
Yes, it's
Solid boy.
without people who were staying in our apartments. It just registered inside, so it's just in inside system, and we did help it much more. The number is much more, but just inside of the vessels,
Understood.
we already were giving food, giving medicine, giving any other help, and we're surely giving our our best and all possible things. So we, as a shelter, we remind ourselves it's not about just a place to live. It's about the ministry.
Yes.
It's about attitude. And everybody, I'm reminding to guys, to myself, especially like when I heard one news story that when people are crossing our doors, entering the building, you don't know where they're from. You don't know what kind of things they've been experiencing. Some of them just being scared and they didn't hear like bad things, like really bad things. Some of them, without any like comments, they just left. Like last night, the family, they were in a dungeon, wet place, 15 days. And
So
just
when he says
once
a dungeon,
during that
folks,
time,
that means in the basement.
Yes.
They were in a basement. It's okay.
in the
I'll
basement,
translate.
yes, some of them, like, yes, basement.
Cold
They
and
were
wet.
living in that place in wet condition, no electricity. And the man showed me in like about midnight, showed me a video. He said during 15 days, first time I decided to leave the place and record just blue, like dark, almost black side, but dark blue beginning of the day. He said, I decided, and he said, and I recorded the new explosion. He said, I got back and it's a nightmare. I didn't leave that basement for 15 days. And he said, praise God, I'm here. And the stories are terrible. Some of them were locked in the basement, some families, out from outside. And for example, one of the family experienced or two families together, they were sitting there and somebody just locked them out without possibility to leave and to try to get somewhere to find a water. So one grandma died because of the out of water, lack of water, and they didn't allow that family to bring out the dead body for 7 days. They were making them struggling there, and it's there is no words for this.
No.
And for example, they told, like, it's already 2 or 3 families told us story that we call it maradors. I don't know how you call it. The people who were like wrecking some markets, wrecking some stores and stealing food.
Looters.
And they told there is two types of them. How we call it them?
Looter.
Maybe.
Hooligan.
So, okay, and there were two types of them. One type in civilian time, people surely doesn't like. It was drug addicted people, or like alcohol addicted people. And you could find them and see them, recognize them easily by the way they speak, the way they dressing, and then how they look like. And they said some of them were risking the life. Yes, it's the same drug addicted, and they were stealing just the whole piece of the cheese to cut it at home, and then to find a new basement, a new family, and they were putting this piece of cheese there inside. Sometimes asking, "Hey, do you have grandmas?" "Yes." "So here's a sweet for them, just to somehow to help." And we hear this story. There is some people who are risking life just to bring something outside.
And these are just the stories we know of, but this is happening.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. And man, can you just, we keep repeating it, but can you just imagine, and I know it's hard for you, I want to move on, make you smile a little bit, but can you just imagine what's happening in Mariupol? I know. I know. How about a smile for you?
Okay, go.
Let's go here. That is from Franklin Springs, Georgia, in the United States. Sent into the program today. And just to pay tribute, let you know you're loved. Sunflowers there and the blue ribbon up top for Ukraine.
Yeah.
I think
Thank you. Yeah, it's very good, and it's encouraging. Thank you.
Yes. Let's go here. Taiwan, the nation that is potentially going to experience something similar to what Ukraine is experiencing with Russia, is rallying to support you. You can smile on that one. In their own problems, they're rallying. Today, Israel and Ukraine came to an agreement that if you have family in Israel, that they will allow Ukrainians as refugees to come there, because this had been a discussion between Israel and Ukraine. But today that was decided, and Israel said very clearly, we're standing with Ukraine. Of course, today I like to give this every day, and you can confirm it. People enjoy this. Today, President Zelensky said Russia continues to destroy. You can just confirm. I know you've heard all this. Russia continues to destroy our infrastructure, beat our cities, but we will rebuild every street in every city, every house, every apartment of Ukrainian. Now that the occupier is still on our land, we must beat him the best we can, protect our cities, protect our villages, protect every meter of our land. And I think that's what it comes to. When these negotiations are going on, people do not understand many times, that are not educated or understand the background between Russia and Ukraine and the history and even the other nations. But this is sovereign Ukrainian territory this is not Russian territory. This is Ukrainian land. And when Zelensky says every meter of our land, they're not interested in making corridors and land bridges for Russia. This is Ukrainian soil, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. He congratulated.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I would say, that the people we met, all of this family who go through our centers, almost every one of the members usually cannot miss opportunity to add that, hey, we see unbelievable unity
Mm-hmm.
between, and there is no, he said, they just, this situation just confirmed that we are one. Yes, the east side more speaks Russian, the west side speaks more Ukrainian, but now it's absolutely unity. There is no any disagreements, but there is one agreement. We are one, and we will fight together, and we will rebuild our country. And this situation just showed us that we are the nation, and we support. And when people tell the story, when they were leaving the occupied place, territory, and when they see Ukrainian flags and Ukrainian volunteers, they starting to cry and being happy, because it's a sign of protection, of hope, of care. And now we just see and hear it from all the places that this nation is unified as never been before because of the war.
Мы имеем единство и одно сердце.
Yes.
We have unity and we have one heart. Now, I also tell everybody each day what the general staff has said. I translate those reports, but there's one important thing, and we need to discuss a couple of very important things here in the next 15 minutes. But the general staff said today that once again, Russia has stated that these complexes that have any connection to defense, any connection to military, any connection to anything is a target. Watch out. That concerns me because we have those buildings in Khmelnytsky. We have those structures, the buildings, and we spoke with this to Rostislav a week or so ago, the Novator, the huge complex there. It's a target. And Russia's very clear. And the general staff came on today and reiterated that is still a target to the maximum for Russia. Question here, Zhenya, and I know you initiated this. Is there any update on the orphanage for the special needs children in Vinnytsia? Why don't you take about 60 seconds and tell folks what you did there today?
Okay, yes, there is update, and as I did promise that we prepare to go there, and I will not tell you a lot of details, but I will say this. Yes, we have contact, and we communicate from the morning until the evening, looking for the best ways to help. We are looking for checking the most need, and one of the let's say one of these people who are trying to help, to find the help, has really almost no experience how to do it, and this is we work on, and we do support. So we're in good process, let's say, in a progress.
Let me just make it clear.
So
the contact came into us from Slava. I showed the video, and we connected, and you've already spoken to Sasha, Alexandra. You have communicated to them, and the process has begun to help them get situated, and we'll do what we can to help, correct?
Yes, we do it, and we already,
awesome.
there were some good advices how to start, and we were already trying to cover one of the needs practically, and we were helping. We help them to, let's say, to stand on the way. How do they decide? We offer them, if you need help, we will do it. Our guys will do it for free. And if you need specialists, we will send it to help you to understand what about the electricity and so on, so on, so on. So we are in good process and looking for the best ways how to help them.
I think, and we will continue with that. So praise God for that. But I think what it shows the people that are here every night, that are investing, that are praying, that are giving their finances, that are supporting this war to help you and to help the ministry there. I think now that people, I was glad you were here tonight, and we pushed it for you to be here, but they need to hear, it's just 24 hours ago we were talking about this, and you guys just jump right on it and you jump in. So we want to say thank you for doing what you do. I have no doubt, because I know who you are, Mr. Atomic Man. Let's go here. Let's talk about a couple things that happened today. A drone fell in Romania today. It was a spy drone from Russia. Now, folks, the blue line there is the Romanian-Ukrainian border. And you see, I circled 3 towns, Ivano-Frankivsk, Chernovtsi, and Kamenets-Podolsky. The blue sunflower just above Kamenets-Podolsky is Khmelnytsky. Directly above that would be Starokonstantinov. To the right would be Zhytomyr. To the right of that would be Kyiv. So you can see, man, we znaем. Karta. Okay, so the bottom line is this. A spy drone has fell in territory that is not Ukraine. This is happening in multiple ways now. Another one fell actually way over in Croatia or somewhere. It was over a couple more nations. You can't get that far off. I mean, something's going on, folks. We're paying attention to it. And if this is not resolved, the fight's being picked to go bigger. But we shall see. We're praying against that. Zhenya, Rovna today, which is in the very north of Ukraine, north of Khmelnytsky. I have the orange triangle there. That's over the little town of Slavuta. The reason I put a triangle there is because that is the first little town I ever preached in Ukraine, was Slavuta. Maybe tomorrow night I'll tell the story of Slavuta. It was crazy. But above that is Rovna. And you can see the blue circle below that is Khmelnytsky. So today, a television tower, communication center was destroyed in Rovna. Khmelnytsky as well has a very large television tower. I'm concerned about that because it's just logical. They're taking out communications. They're taking out these TV towers. They're taking out internet. They're taking out the ability to communicate. Many places in central Ukraine today really struggled with their internet connections. And actually, many people were using Starlink from Elon Musk. So that was a blessing. But, Zhenya, you were telling me earlier when we were talking, the planes that were heading to Rovna.
Yes.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
And they almost crossed the whole country. And they were going on a really low altitude, and it wasn't easy to shut them down. And our guys in Khmelnytsky, they heard this sound. I couldn't hear it in the early morning, and people who was in Kharkov just jumped on in the early morning because they know this sound. We don't know Khmelnytsky people, but they know it very well. Just jumped on and starting to run in the bomb shelters because they remember this sound. And I was tired, and I got to sleep with my big headphones, so I heard nothing. And its reality, the target was in Rivne. It was the special tower for broadcasting, and they're trying to stop it, like just to stop broadcasting and internet and TV and all of these kind of points to slower or to stop
Communication.
communication in between people and for people getting updates and so on.
Mm-hmm. So the planes that blew up that television tower flew over
Yes.
Khmelnytsky at a very low altitude on their way to Rovno.
Mhm.
That's why I show it on the map. People that live in
Mhm.
Khmelnytsky didn't know the sound, but those that were from refugees from cities that have been under major bombardment instantly recognized it.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're running
They
for the
remember
bunkers.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
So
They
folks,
already
it's-
they remember it in like a nightmare. And it's you can see it like in a like when you see the kids
Mhm.
they just play, but when the kids like are from like Bucha or like Kharkov or Sumy and other places like that, when they hear something, some sound which is loud sound, they starting to hide or to run or like be scared all the time. So this is what we do. We try. I said, please, like try to do the best not to scare them this way, because it's they are like they just hurt it, and it's there. It's still
It's reality.
When we meeting people on the street, and one of our centers are a bit lower. We need to go on the letters, like just like letters, steps goes lower on the lower level, like a basement level, and kids are sometimes saying no more, no more, like I don't want to go down, please don't more, I don't want, please mama no, and it's their comfort. There is lights, there is a warm place, there is food inside, everything, but we do it in special to protect them just in case of attack, the air attack, and it's safe place. And but kids are sometimes starting to yelling and asking, please don't go to the basement, Papa no, don't take me inside the basement. It's like that, and we see that we're trying to help them. So this is reality. They experience pain. They just remember it, and this is why we rented we rented this third place. It's a kids center, and when they see like the place where kids are like playing and having fun, they forgetting about it. And Greg he was like live. He was a few times live there, hanging
talking
and
to them,
meeting people. Yes, talking to them.
Yes,
and it's a life. It's a joyful kids who starting to forgetting about, and at least for the time. Even there, Greg, we have a air ventilation system, and it's on that place. It's kind of like not newest, and when it starts, it gives like a proper a specific sound like, and then it's okay. And the first time when it happened, we didn't let people know about that kind of sound. One room just jumped on, and they were ready to run away because it's scaring them. It was dark. They were sleeping, and then right over there. So
I preached a sermon Sunday at church. I'll send you the link. And during the message, I read a poem about scars. In fact, I'll send you the poem. It'd be very applicable to translate, and it would encourage people. I just want to go through these last few things quickly with you. Estonia today, at the parliament level, not a prime minister, not some just politician, but the parliament of Estonia today declared unified and requested for NATO to get involved and close the skies over Ukraine. This is the first nation of NATO to actually come out and say we need to close the skies. We'll see what else comes from that, but there's Estonia. Turkey, I do not quite understand Turkey. Thank you, Turkey. Zhenya, Turkey today donated some drones to Ukraine, but at the same time, on the same day, Turkey said that they will not close their airspace to Russia, and they may continue to buy their weapons from Russia. So I don't really understand Turkey. It's a unique nation. It's like they're helping both of you. So I don't.
No comments on that.
Okay, we don't have to comment.
I'm happy that we're happy for their Bayraktar.
Oh, we're happy exactly. We're happy for their drones.
Yes, but they do help us a lot.
Yes,
and
but it is unique situation.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
maybe that'll be a topic.
No comments on that
later. Okay, no comment. Turkey is unique. Thank you for the drones, but at the same time,
yes,
you're doing whatever you want to. Zaporozhye and Chernobyl. Updates on this.
Yeah.
The nuclear power plant in Zaporozhye today, they were blowing up munitions on the power plant. It's a fact. Very dangerous, and do not really know why. The Russian army was blowing up munitions on the Zaporozhye power plant. And secondly, I can tell you that once again, Chernobyl, as of right now, and this one's real, 5 a.m. Ukraine time, once again does not have power. And Zhenya, would it be fair to say, and I assume you know the slang, but we're playing with fire here, playing these games with ZPP, Zaporozhye, and we're playing games with Chernobyl, and it's extremely risky what's happening around these power plants. Would that be fair and accurate?
Yes, we're playing with the fire. Yes, it's accurate, but it's not playing like we're like it's.
No.
We need to remember Chernobyl.
American slang. It's that word "playing" is a serious word.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand, and we just need to remember the Chernobyl.
Yes.
And then just to figure out and to compare the power of two of these. And this.
Yes.
And
do you remember Chernobyl, 1986?
Yes.
You remember it?
I remember the calls. I remember because I had that time relatives in Zhytomyr Oblast, in quite on the north, which was close, and I remember different things from that, like a different situation, and Mama were talking with the dolls, and I was understanding that it's something scary, something bad is happening, and then she said, I remember that phrase, we don't have where to go. We don't have any other place.
The bottom line is this is legitimate, and this is something we need to pay serious attention to.
Yes.
I want to give you one more thing. I want to give you one more thing because I need your opinion on this. You're Ukrainian versus mine, and then we'll say a blessing over you and let you start your day. Let me go here first, and I want to bring up a picture. Let me show this one first. This is today, Dmitry Kuleba. To those abroad scared of being dragged into World War III, Ukraine fights back successfully. We need your help. We need you to help us to fight, provide us with necessary weapons, apply more sanctions and isolate it fully, help Ukraine force Putin into failure, and you will avert a larger war. That's Dmitry Kuleba. Now, that's not what I wanted to show you, but I want to show you this.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you know, this is not going to be on Fox News. This is not going to be on Newsmax. This is not going to be on CNN. This is not going to be on BBC. You got to know the score to show this.
Mm-hmm.
This guy right here is the #1 propaganda media guy for Vladimir Putin. He is
Solovyov. Solovyov, okay.
Yeah, Solovyov. His name's in the upper left. You can see the Z on his laptop. He has a very famous television program. He is basically in the media, you know, like TV and media people that have influence, like a spokesman for Putin.
Yeah.
And
Propaganda star.
he is the star of propaganda. You're not going to see this on Fox. And I have the video. There's no reason for me to play it. Zhenya would have to translate it for you, but no purpose. But basically, this guy came out today on his program, which would have been last night in Russia, and said, Ukraine is only the beginning. Do not think for 1 second that Putin has not been preparing for this for over a decade. After Ukraine, Poland, he's coming for you, and then he's coming for Lithuania first, then Latvia and Estonia. Right out of his mouth. And people cheer. And people cheer. So,
you know, probably
go ahead. I just wanted you to, I didn't even tell you that was coming. All I had to do was put his picture up there, folks. Zhenya knew instantly who it was.
Yes. And you probably know, don't know that the short video when Putin was visiting one of the classmates, he was visiting some class in school, and he did ask one boy, where is the end of Russia? Where is the border of Russia?
Mm-hmm.
And the boy answered, and Putin said, the proper answer is Russia has no the end, has no the borders. And it's popular. This is how people in Russia believe. And this, they say, we call it like emperor spirit, that we are empire.
Yeah.
We are like rulers. Nobody will tell us where is our border. We decide.
And that's what we're seeing. And
this
that's
is why when they sent some refugees, and some people became scared of what's going on in Russia, and you can find after the sanctions, the people's reaction in Russia. They started to run and leaving their place, and one of them, not one of them, but 1,000 came to Kazakhstan, and people in Kazakhstan starting to say this on that situation. That, hey, please, Russian, we are not happy to have you here. We are not. You are not a good guest. Why? Because you will do the same as you did in other place.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, some Russians come in other country. Then these Russians from that country starting to yelling on Putin, save us. And Putin comes, breaks the borders, and say we have nothing to that nation. We're just saving our people because they speak Russian. It means we need to protect them, and they starting wars like this. And they say in Kazakhstan, we are not happy. We don't want to repeat the story because in a short time you will start. Oh, our people calling for us. We cannot leave them. They speak Russian, and Russia needs to save Russians.
Well, this has been the mode. And we've watched this for 20 years in different places in small ways first. And but 2014 in Ukraine is when this really cranked up in the East. And now we see where we are at in 2022. And, you know, Zhenya, as you said, next 48, 72 hours going to be vitally important in Mariupol. And I think that may show some direction for where we're going in Ukraine. There's all kind of talks out there. I'll be talking about stuff tomorrow night about economy, and people keep throwing these words around with, you know, increasing the bombing, tactical nuclear weapons, and these nations are discussing these things. In fact, the the NATO leader came out again today and says, we've got to pay attention here, because the worse this goes, the harder he's going to crank up the bombing. We need to do something to help. So it's just going to be important. So that's where we're at tonight. For you in the morning, 10:11 p.m. Eastern here in Pennsylvania. What time is it in Khmelnytsky, Ukraine?
4:11.
No, it's not. Oh, yeah, 4:11.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Извиняюсь.
Thank you for calling.
Извиняюсь. Oh, bratушка, извиняюсь.
It's okay.
Мой шибка. So, folks.
But it's okay. Okay, Greg, I want to enter something here. Is it okay?
Wait, let me apologize to you. People don't understand. Okay. Folks, so when I do these programs every night, there's an overhead look. So I've got Zhenya over here, and I have to get him into the system quick. And this is where I have everything set up, and then we're doing all this here. But I forgot that we turned our clocks ahead and they didn't. So I told him the wrong time. So like 3 minutes before, because he's always early, I'm looking at the screen and he's not there. And I said, oh no. And I called him and I said, man, wake up. You got 3 minutes. It was like, what? So sorry, man. But now, plus chased. All right. Yes, last thing.
I want before we close, I want one more time. Thank you from let's say from the side of people who getting help through us, and your support. It's not just financial support. Your support is like we feel it and through different things and different messages, and sometimes Greg doesn't know it, but sometimes I'm going to sleep in 3 morning, and at 7 I'm getting the message from Greg. The Pastor Greg sends me message in 7. I have there is 2 thoughts in my mind. I hate to have message in the 7 morning when I had just 3 or 4 hours of sleep. At the same time, I'm happy because he asks, "Hey, now it's attack, and now it's the siren. How are you doing?" And I know there is a brother, a real brother, who cares. He cannot sleep and trying to do the maximum just to help. Mm-hmm. So immediately all the other thoughts are leaving me. So thank you for that. Thank you for being standing together. Thank you for being family. And we know, and we talk to people asking, how are you doing? Who pays it? Does the government gives you everything? Who cooks it? I said, different people. Okay, but how you feed over 100 people a few times a day? How it's possible? I said, we have the family, and here's the family in the United States who supports us. This is why all together we do this. As for me, it's just honor to be a part of something like that.
Let me pop this comment up, and I don't mind going over an hour when I'm live with you. But listen, this is actually the bishop of our entire organization out of Oklahoma City watching the broadcast tonight. Of course, he's telling me the Apple clock will help me with time, making a joke. But, this is you know, if we think about a business, this is the boss of the boss. This is our bishop. And tonight he's hearing you, he's listening. And so the message is getting out. So thank you for being in here tonight, Dr. Beecham, and listening. Each night we're here and giving the update. And this is, you know, real time. So thank you for that. In fact, here he comes. Much prayer for Ukraine from Dr. Beecham. And that would be our entire organization throughout the United States and around the world. We stand with you and we love you, and your speech, your comments right there. And folks, you have to understand something, and we'll close on this. Of course, let me throw this back up there. Pastor Kent is doing a phenomenal job administrating our missions headquarters in Oklahoma City. They're doing an incredible job. Out of Oklahoma City, we're supporting Bishop Reshetinsky and all the work in Kyiv there to support them and our 250 churches throughout Ukraine. And then through us here in Pennsylvania, we're rallying to support Western Ukraine here through Zhenya and through Rostislav. And things are going very, very well as we partner together to support everybody. But just continue to pray for Ukraine. Thank you for, as we say every night, and Zhenya knows this, but the power of a like, the power of a comment, the power of a share. All we're trying to do is at 9 o'clock Eastern each night, get the truth out as quick as possible. And we're telling you things before it hits the news you watch. And we share the truth, but we have the spiritual principles, the blessings. We see and we hear the emotion of it. And thank you. And then, as always, you know, this is not a one and done thing. We're going to continue to give. Give up that latte once a week. That $10 you spend at Starbucks, it's going to feed multiple families. And it's so vital. And folks, unless things drastically change quickly, we do not know what's going to happen. Is that fair enough to say? We don't know.
Yes.
I think that's fair enough to say.
Yes.
And the final thing for tonight, and we did go long. Thank you guys for staying here. You know, if I want to call you at 7 a.m. and wake you up because there is a possible missile falling on your head, don't you dare get on my program and complain about it.
Okay, but you know me.
I need to keep you alive, man. So listen, folks, honest to goodness, honest to goodness, this is the truth. You have to understand how much I love these people and how much they love me. Nobody knows.
This is love.
Nobody knows the miles, the kilometers, the dangerous times, crossing borders illegally with some people in our group that we had to having a Kalashnikov even in those days at the border. Okay. And, you know, Zhenya's going, I got it all under control. You know, we've had 25 years of life adventures together. I do not go to bed at night before 2 a.m. And why? Well, I'm a night owl, number one, but now there's no option because I am watching the live siren signals. I have an app. I have a program. I'm watching it. He's asleep. Rostik's asleep. Our teams there are asleep. And if they don't hear the siren or it goes off, I'm sending them a message. Dude, siren, get to protection. And
thank you.
You're my brother.
We're a brother. We're a family.
Yes.
And that's it. This is what I did mean. That, like you do everything like to protect, to help, to stay together, and you personally and the people in church, all people who like hear, all people who support, all people who ask, all people who pray thank you for that. And it's I don't know how to comment it. We thank
think that's
God.
good enough. Folks, this has been an awesome, awesome night. Thank you for everyone that is here. Continue to like, share, comment. We'll have Zhenya back in a few days. In fact, we're working on, listen, folks, and so what? We're long tonight, whatever. We're working on getting at least maybe an interview that we could pre-record with a 90-year-old man, 91, who is serving there. And he said, this is the second time I've had to do this. The first time was in World War II, and he remembers it. And now, another war, he says, I'm not leaving my country, and I'm going to serve. He's 90 or 91. Yep, there he is. So we're gonna snag an interview with that guy and talk about some old days and be an encouragement to him. Well, folks, that's where we're at. Thank you tonight. What an awesome night. We love you guys. Jacob, spasiba grande. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, dear family.
Yes. There's the heart, folks. There's the heart. We love you all. May the Lord bless you, keep you, cause his face to shine upon you, be gracious to you. And may you and the world walk in peace that only can be given through the love of Jesus, the word of God, the power of God. It is very evil, the times in which we live, and Jesus is the answer. God bless you. God bless all the people of the world. And God bless Ukraine tonight. Jacob, stay on, and I'll talk to you in 60 seconds. We love you guys. Good night.